week's Sedra is Sedra Ki Tisah. It's one of the most well-known Sedros in the Torah, and it is very exciting. It starts off with the idea that machzik tashekel, of every male, between 20 and 60, giving a half a shekel every year as part of taxes and as part of a way of a census of keeping the numbers of Bnei Israel in check and figuring out just how many members of our community there are. The Sedra then goes on to the story of the golden calf, the Egel Zahav, a tragic story that we're all familiar with. Sedra then continues on with Moshe and asking Kadosh Baruch Hu for a higher level of relationship, and one in which he can understand the Kadosh Baruch Hu better than really man is able to, and Hashem tells him that his request is impossible to fulfill. It's an exciting Sedra, and with all these exciting topics, I'd like to take a portion of the Sedra and analyze it, a portion that's not that well concentrated on. The Torah has, at a certain point in the Sedra, a concentration on the laws of the Kohen, the laws of our priestly sect that serves in the temple. One of the laws that the Torah states is that a Kohen, before he services in the Beis HaMikdash, has to wash his hands and his feet. And the idea behind washing his hands and his feet is a confusing one, especially when we take note of the punishment of a Kohen that forgets to do this and serves on the Mizbeach in any case. What's his punishment? HaKadosh Baruch Hu kills him. He's chayav misa b'dei shemayim. He incurs the death penalty from the heavens. No matter how firmly we hold of the Torah, this seems a little severe. Merely forgetting to wash one's hands and feet, one incurs the death penalty. That's a pretty severe and harsh sentence. The Torah is a logical system, one that would never give such a harsh decree, such a harsh punishment for an offense that seems minor. It must be that we're misunderstanding the severity of this offense. And if washing hands and feet is an idea in cleanliness, then we're really in trouble. In fact, we see the idea of washing hands in another area as well. Besides the one that we well know of washing hands for bread, we also have the idea that one should wash their hands before they pray, before they daven. Actually, Rabbeinu Yonah, a commentator from the 13th century, explains that the two are actually connected. Washing hands for prayer is connected to the idea of the Kohen washing his hands and his feet. So if we're going to understand this mitzvah of washing hands and feet with the severity of the punishment of the death penalty, we have to understand it as existing both in the realms of prayer and in the temple service. And the idea, I think, is one of preparation. Both the one that prays and the Kohen entering into a service in the Beis HaMikdash have to understand the importance of what they're about to do, the significance of serving in the temple, and the significance of standing in front of a Kadosh Baruch Hu in prayer. One can't just waltz into the Beis HaMikdash and serve. The same way one just can't waltz into the Beis HaKnesset, into the shul, and just start davening. One has to understand the significance of the activity that they're about to partake of. And that's the idea. Before we start, we stop. And the Kohen washes his hands and his feet as an act of contemplation and an act of preparation. So too one that prays. Before they start praying, they must wash their hands to show, I understand what I'm doing now is different than all other actions. It's the act of preparation and contemplation that's so important. And for the Kohen that doesn't understand this, for the Kohen that thinks that serving the Beis HaMikdash is the same thing as any mundane act of cutting vegetables in the kitchen or anything else that they're going to do, for that Kohen to completely forget about the importance of where he is without washing his hands and feet, he incurs the death penalty. It's that serious. And the idea of preparation and contemplation doesn't just exist in the realms of prayer and the temple service. It really applies to all ideas in life. Whether it's Torah learning or something mundane like planning our financial futures. Everything the Torah is teaching us has to be prepared in a smart and well thought out way beforehand. Contemplation is the key to success, this week's Sedra teaches us. It's a lesson that I hope we all take to heart. For all the many lessons of this week's Sedra, this is one of the most important. Shabbat Shalom.